What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It's your boy, Stevie B, with some of that variant content for you. Today we're going to talk about something not all of us collect, but I bet you have some in your collection anyway. And I'm talking about ashcan comics. Now, it's a niche market. Not people go out and actively pursue ashcans. Typically, how you end up with them is you go to your LCS on comic book day, and he's got a stack of them laying on the table there or something, or next to the register for free for you to pick up. But in the 90s, they were a big thing. They were highly collectible. And in Wizard Comics, Wizard Comic Book Price Guide, Wizard Magazine, they actually offered mail-ins, or they would include an ashcan with every copy of their of their magazine. And some of them are pretty rare and pretty sought after right now. I know there's what one was it? There's one out there that's pretty expensive, and I can't think of it right offhand. Anyway, I can't remember it, but there's a couple of them out there that are pretty rare. But anyway, the problem with collecting ashcans is when you get a stack of them, and I don't have a ton, but I have a stack, pretty good stack. If you watch my videos, you see that I went after them. But the problem with collecting them is this. Here you go. You got this little bitty book slopping around in this big old bag and board, and there's no way to really protect them. Honestly, really, all you're doing is keeping the dirt off of them like that. They're sliding around, they're banging around in that little bag. So I was, and I thought, why has nobody made ashcan sized bags and boards? I mean, granted, it's not as big a community or as the regular comics, but everybody has them and everybody saves them, because you never know. So I did a little research online, and I discovered that although not a comic book company, pretty much the same thing as comic book bags, and these are Wow Fit. They're made from pretty much the same exact material as your bags and boards here. They're very clear. Let me get one out. They're very clear. They even have a resealable strip. I know some people don't like the resealable bags. Personally, I love them because honestly, if you do get it stuck to your book, it pulls off without peeling the paint or the color off your book. So I'm not mad at them. I kind of dig them. I like the resealable bags. That's what I buy for my comics, and awesome that they have one here. But anyway, these are 6 by 9, 6 inches by 9 inches, 6 inches wide, 9 inches long. They are still a little bit bigger than you might want. You might want them to fit a little more snug, but they're not bad, and they're pretty awesome. So again, I'll leave a link to the Amazon site where I picked these up on Amazon, and I think they're like $7 after all said and done. But then you got to have boards, and unfortunately, without custom ordering boards, there's no backing boards for that size. So what I had done, we all have boards. We all buy from eBay and other sellers, and we get comic books that are in old bags, old boards, or whatever, or kind of boards that are dinged up, like that on the corners. That we typically just trash them. I mean, they're not dingy, dirty, or ugly. They're just bent, and nobody wants bent boards like that. Nobody wants bent up boards in their comics. So what I've done is I've taken one of those and I've created me a little template so that when I do this, or so when I want to take these boards, I can cut me a custom sized board to fit in my bag, and I just lay my template down on top of one of the bent up boards and just outline it like so, and then booyah, then just cut it. You know, try to cut it barely inside the lines so that you're not leaving the ink on your board. Now, granted, if you had a paper cutter, one of them little guillotine paper cutters, it would sure make life a lot easier to cut these other than a pair of scissors. But, you know, you can purchase one if you're, I mean, if I would consider myself a casual collector of the ashcans. I wanted to get all the Wizard World or Wizard Magazine ones at one point, and I'm still kind of chasing them. I just didn't realize what kind of rabbit hole I was diving down when I started. But anyway, there you go. Boom. But so I kind of like, okay, hold on. We got other stuff that I want to buy right now. So, I mean, I go after them. I mean, it's just not a lifelong pursuit, but bag and board. But I do pick them up at my LCS, and I'm like, well, shit, I don't have any way to, I don't like putting them in there. But anyway, boom. As you can see, it's a little bit wide. It's about the equivalent of putting a modern age book, a comic book, into a silver age bag. Just a little room to breathe, but not bad. And there you go. Freshly bagged and boarded ashcan comics for your collection. Now, they don't make long boxes and short boxes for ashcans, so I had to improvise, and I couldn't find anything with a lid. But I did find these. You can get these at the Dollar General or whatever, but they hold your books in there pretty nicely. You know, it's just like an open top display box or short box for ashcans. But anyway, they hold them pretty nice, and I could tuck it away on a shelf somewhere or whatever. And these also will work for these digest size books. Like I have my Super Sons, Escape to Landis, and I have another Super Sons book in here that's kind of a digest size. I've got this DC Comics. I've got this in a bag and a board. I'm probably just gonna. Now I'm gonna switch it out. This one is a little smaller, so it's gonna be a little sloppy in there. It's more like the little bit bigger than the Archie Digest, but smaller than an ashcan. So it'll be a little sloppy in there. But I do have, like I said, these books that are just about the same size as an ashcan, and it'll work for those too. Again, you find you a bent up, like I said, just start. Like I said, I would just save your bag or your boards that are bent, or you know, have some imperfections on them that you don't want to use for your comics, and instead of trashing them and wasting them, you know, I'm gonna put one of my Super Sons books in here, but just save them back and save them for your ashcans. Cut up for your ashcan comics. It's a great little great way to display or to protect, I guess, your ashcans. And if you want to display them, you know, you can see one of my previous haul videos where I show you how I built that. And and you can build something similar to that for your ashcan comics if you want to display them. I know I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. But anyway, boom. Yeah, it's like I said, it just took a little research, a little measuring to find out just what size these ash cans were and what size bags I needed, and you know, search for them on Amazon. And I was actually shocked. I thought I'd end up with some kind of Ziploc bag or something, and then that was the best I could do. But this is legitimately a comic book bag. This is the same stuff. It's almost like a thinner mill mylar, to be honest, but they're just absolutely perfect. I say that. Why don't you do it to me? Don't you make me look like a dumbass on my own video. But there we go. Okay, well, these fit a little tight. I didn't try to see what happens. That's what happened. Live television, folks. Never know what's going to happen on live TV. So they fit, but they are tight in there. So important note. You're probably gonna have to cut that bag off. No. So, all right, probably wouldn't recommend it on that. That's a thick book. This other one, it's not quite as thick, so I probably won't do that. But little tight. Anyway, you get the idea. But for your ash can, for those of you that collect ash cans and you're looking for a way to protect them without sticking them in a monster-sized bag and board that are meant for full-size comics, there's your solution. Check out the link in the description. Simple to do. Cheap. Bags and boards. 100 of those are about what you pay for 100 regular comic book bags and boards. And they just present much, much better. So there's your tip from me, Stevie B, to my peeps. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps you out. If you liked it, hit that like button. But anyway, that is going to do it for this little variant content episode. We will see you guys in the next one. But before you go, as always, like my shit, comment on my shit, subscribe to my shit, and turn that bell on so you don't miss my new shit. We'll see you guys in the next shit. Peace.